Hello, good morning everyone, and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Arame Andre Amelifai, and I'm here to talk to you about relationship and personality. First and foremost, you may have to ask yourself, what is relationship? Why do I have issues relating with people? Why do certain people have issues relating with me? Why do I have some sore relationships sometimes? But before then, you will have to fall back to who you are. You will have to understand yourself and ask yourself, who am I? What am I made up of? What is my temperament? For example, you may have realized that over time you have some relationships that aren't moving smoothly. And you may be thinking the problem is from your friends or your neighbors or your family members, not knowing you are the problem. You have to be open to learning, to understand that who you are may not fit into certain situations or even certain conditions. You have to open yourself to learning. They say learning changes behavior. So if, for example, you are temperamental, if, for example, you lack tolerance, if, for example, you see yourself getting angry easily, you have to go back to understanding that these are natural traits that you may have grown with, born and grown with, but you can as well change these things. Though natural, but they can be changed. For example, if you are a choleric by nature, if you are choleric by nature, you would have noticed that it is difficult for you to live with people who are lazy, people who are not up and pushing. And if you live under the same roof or in the same neighborhood or have some common ground with such a person, you would have discovered that it is difficult to relate with that person without having frictions. So what do? You go back, you try to understand your weaknesses and build on them, meaning you may have to learn to tolerate. You see, when behavior changes, there is after learning, after understanding who you are or understanding the challenges that has been going around the relationships that you have been working on or building, you will realize that you need to just make a decision that if this isn't working perfectly well, I can as well amend this thing. I'll tell you a story. I remember way back in 2006 in my family, we used to have a challenge with our mom. She would always hit on something. Like she can remind you of your weaknesses a million and one times in a year. And then it was time for the yearly New Year resolutions, and we complained about it to her. And then she promised and made a New Year resolution that that would never happen again. And I tell you something, she stood by it. Behavior changed. She was open to learning because she asked us, we were her kids, but she asked us, what is this challenge we have about her? And we mentioned it. And there and then she made that decision that she was never going to behave like that again. And I tell you, till date, she hasn't ever reminded us of such a behavior by her behavior. So you can see that changing behavior is very important in building a relationship. Our relationship became better because she had to accept that she had a weakness and she decided and she worked on it and it never happened again. What even amazed me was that it wasn't a slow change. It wasn't something that took time. It was immediate. That is to tell you that you can actually decide on what you want. You can decide on changing behavior because that problem you're having with your friends, with your neighbors, with your siblings may be you. You may be the problem. So go back to yourself, Ask yourself, who am I? What do I represent? What are my values? What are my idiosyncrasies about life? And why is it that it is difficult for me to fit into certain systems? Or why is it difficult for people to accept me in certain systems? And then you will have to fall back and make yourself likable, lovable, and see people as likable and lovable too. That way, I assure you, you will begin to tackle the problem you're having in building relationships. So your personality has a very, very great role to play in building relationships. Work on your personality. Know who you are, know your temperament, know your strengths and weaknesses, and build on them. Thank you very much. My name, once again, is Arome Andre Amelify. Please do not forget to hit the subscribe button. Subscribe to my channel and we will do better business. Next, I shall be talking on the various types of temperament, your strengths and weaknesses, and how you can strike a balance to becoming a better person. May God bless us all. Thank you very much and do have a lovely day.